so deep. Alligators crawling, can't find no sleep.
My name is Collin. This is my dad, David, and we just killed a deer in Mississippi. So we're both from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and we came down here for a family trip. We were staying with my grandpa and my mama to hunt deer and maybe get some squirrels and rabbits and stuff.
Yeah, Colin's been working extra hard. He's new to hunting, so am I actually, but he's new to hunting. He's been working hard to kind of understand what to do out there, learn gun safety and how to handle guns, and he's been preparing for this for a couple months now, and we got an opportunity. These guys said there was a good spot down here, so we got an opportunity. So
I actually came down here the first day when we got here and started shooting the target. We put a target down here, and I was probably 40 yards away, and it was my first time shooting the gun, so I didn't have any ear protection or anything on. And I shot it, probably the loudest shot I've ever heard. Every other shot was quieter, so I don't know what happened with the first shot. But I basically hit within, probably an inch circle, 2-inch circle. So I was pretty much a natural coming into it.
He did. He was ready. He built his confidence, you know, the day before, and he was ready.
We looked in the stand before we were gonna hunt the next day, and nice stand. So we go home, get ready for the next day to hunt in that stand.
Yeah. So we hunted one property in the morning. Didn't see anything, and we're able to hunt another property that's been set up really well. Actually, first time I think the property's been hunted in a while, so that was nice. Very gracious.
Believe me,
So yeah, so in the afternoon we got ready to head to the other spot.
I've been putting corn.
So this is really where the magic happened. So at the other spot, David got us set up, and we went into the blind, sat there for a little bit. We actually thought we heard a deer. It was just squirrels. There was like 3 squirrels just running around everywhere. And we kind of got settled in, and then we heard a bunch of footsteps.
Yeah, we got in there late. We only probably had an hour before sundown, so we got in there late, got in there quick, tried to be quiet, and heard a lot of activity once about 10 minutes in, heard a lot of activity. No deer though, and then heard some footsteps kind of off in the distance, off to the right.
So I couldn't tell where the footsteps were coming from. We were looking at every little hole in our blind, seeing where the footsteps, and then it finally got closer, and we're like, oh, it's coming from the right side. So we looked to the right, and there's this little shadow of deer just coming towards the acorns.
We went and checked it today.
Yeah, I saw the deer. I pointed it out to Collin. I could barely see it. Most of it was behind trees, and didn't have a good shot at it at all. It was sitting there kind of looking down a little bit, and then looked at us a couple times, and sun was going down. I didn't think it was going to move enough for us to get a shot out before sundown.
And it was behind this little tree, and I couldn't get its back shoulder, and I couldn't see it. And then it moved forward like probably 1 step, and I had a little shot at it. I could see its back shoulder, and I was like, "Do you have a shot at it?" And he said, "Go try to find a shot at it." And I went down, put my gun on the thing, and I was looking. I looked up at him, nodded, then I looked back down. And he said, take some deep breaths, and I was like, okay. Because I was like shaking at this point. I couldn't.
Yeah, once he said he had it in sight, told him to take a couple deep breaths and to shoot when he was ready.
Yeah. So when I actually shot it,
I got a hacksaw out there.
I was looking in my scope,
underneath the seat,
and I saw it, clicked the safety off, and I was like, okay, this is the moment. I took some deep breaths, looked back at Dad, nodded. And then I looked back in the scope, I had it right on its back shoulder, and then I looked up from my scope, and it was laying on the ground twitching. It was
yeah, the
crazy.
deer didn't move an inch. It fell straight back. Twitched for maybe 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Not very long. So great shot. I'm so proud of him. Stayed calm, hit it perfect where he needed to, and it was a tight shot. I mean, there was trees all around. He was in between trees and probably an inch or 2, 3 inches away from one tree. It just stepped up to where the first half of the body was shown, and I was standing right over top of him. I saw the exact
POV pretty much
range you had and the shooting alley that you had, and it was tight. When you told me you had a shot, I was surprised that you had one.
I know.
But I was confident in you. I knew you were confident.
It was like a 3-inch shot. I could not miss it. Like, you couldn't even see the back half of the body.
Yeah, it was either tree or deer, I think, at that point, because it was so tight.
So we shoot it and we're like celebrating. I'm like twitching up and down. Dad's jumping at me. We start high-fiving it, and we get out of the blind with the gun on safety, and we start kind of looking at it, and we're walking over. Like, there's a little creek where we saw a bunch of footprints the first day, and I walk over to the deer. He pokes it with a stick, and it starts twitching its leg, and I'm like, oh, okay. So we wait another minute or so, and it's dead, and we can't find the bullet hole. So we just look around for a little bit and then call David, take some pictures with it, and then send it to all of our friends and family. And it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was a great moment.
It was a great moment, yeah.
I'm so proud of him. He's killed a deer now before I have, so that's something that he can always have over me, which is, I don't know if I like it too much, but I'm excited for him.
That was, look, right there's where you hit it, or is it here?
That's a
Maybe up
scratch.
here.
I don't know, but anyway.
I can't tell.
This is John. This is the guy that'll let y'all do this.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
An animal
Leave
right
it
there.
there.
That is amazing.
Is that a something, or this is Collin,
Yeah, hello.
and
How you
he's
doing?
filming this for you.
Thank you. This thing's amazing.
So tell us what happened.
So we were in the blinds, and we heard a few squirrels over here, and then we were just sitting there, probably what, 30 minutes, and then we heard, like, we couldn't tell where it was coming from. We couldn't, because we heard a deer, because you could hear the footsteps, but we didn't know where it was coming from. And then we saw it over there, and it was coming over here, and that tree right there was like blocking the back shoulder pretty much. And then it moved up a little bit, and we were like, do we want to wait? So I just went down there, and then it took some deep breaths and then shot it. And then just dropped it.
And you succeeded in your first 6 point.
I know, this thing's amazing.
No, it's a 5 point. He's a 5
Almost
point.
6 point.
That's considered a 5 point buck right there.
But,
No,
yeah.
wait a minute. Yeah. No, wait. You don't count that, do you, right there?
No.
It's just a 5 point. That is beautiful, old man.
Yeah.
My gosh, look at that.
You made a great shot.
Yeah,
I could barely see
a lot of
just the
meat.
front of him.
Yeah.
Get down with him
Yeah,
and
you
hold
pretty
him up.
much couldn't see anything past like here.
Hold him up.
Get down
Hold
on
him
your
up and
knees.
show you what you're doing there. Look at there.
Get down on your knees.
There you go.
Look up at the camera. That's a nice deer.
I know.
You had to drive all the way to Mississippi just to kill a deer?
Yeah, just so proud of him.
So
Yeah.
what type of weapon were you guys using?
We were using, I think, a military grade rifle that they use in the military.
5.56.
Yeah.
5.56.
David brought these special bullets that apparently were faster.
Yeah, it couldn't have been set up any better.
I
and
know.
Couldn't have been executed any better either. So it
Couldn't have been a better deer.
It's been fun.
It's
Yeah.
a really good deer.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So surprised.
So this is awesome. And how old are you now?
I'm 11, turning 12 in March. So it's pretty crazy. I'm glad to eat some meat when we get back.
Well, I'm really proud of you for coming to Mississippi, you and the
Yeah.
family. And I was glad to give you the opportunity to do whatever you wanted to do and kill a great whitetail of
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Thank you for letting me have that chance
Yeah,
in your
thank you
blind.
so
Yeah.
much.